Welcome to another session. In this session, I am going to discuss about an important topic from biostatistics, that is chi-square test. In this lecture, first of all, I will discuss about the working procedure and associated topics with chi-square test, such as test of hypothesis, level of significance, etc. After that, we will see how to calculate the chi-square test for goodness of fit. Now, chi-square test. Chi-square test is generally used to measure the differences between what is observed and what is expected according to an assumed hypothesis. Thus, chi-square test is the test of significance of overall deviation square of the observed and expected frequencies divided by the expected frequencies. Chi-square is derived from the Greek letter chi. Chi-square test is developed by Professor A.R. Fisher in 1870 and later on Carl Pearson improved it in its modern form in 1900. Chi-square test is a non-parametric test as its value is not derived from the observations in a population. Non-parametric tests are the test in which no constant of a population is used, data not follow any specific distribution, and no assumptions are made in these tests. For example, to classify good, better, and best, we just allocate arbitrary numbers or marks to each category. Chi-square test is mostly used in biological experiments. It is applied only for the qualitative data which don't have numerical values such as color, health, intelligence, cure, responses of drugs, etc. Now, the chi-square test formula. General computing formula of chi-square test is chi-square equal to sigma whole square of O minus E divided by E, where the sigma equal to the summation or sum up and O equal to observed or actual frequency, while as the E equal to the expected values. Now, the working procedure of chi-square test. To calculate the chi-square, we should have to go for a series of steps. Now, in first step, we have to set up the test of hypothesis, that is null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. In second step, we have to calculate the expected frequencies, which is denoted by capital E for all the given values. In next step, take the difference between each observed frequency and the corresponding expected frequencies for each values to calculate O minus E. In next step, we have to square the differences for each values to get the whole square of O minus E for each values. Then we have to divide each square differences by the corresponding expected frequency, that is calculate the whole square of O minus E divided by E for all the given values. In next step, we have to add all the quotients obtained in step 5. In next step, we have to calculate the degrees of freedom, and in next step, we have to find the critical value or the table value of chi-square from the critical value table of chi-square at the level of significance alpha and the degree of freedom. Now, in next step, we have to compare the computed value of chi-square with the critical or table value of chi-square. If the calculated value of chi-square is less than the tabulated value, then we accept the null hypothesis. If the calculated value of chi-square is greater than the tabulated value, then we will reject the null hypothesis and accept the alternative hypothesis. Now, some useful terms related to the chi-square test. The first one is the test of hypothesis. A test of hypothesis is a procedure which specifies a set of rules for decision, whether to accept or reject the hypothesis under consideration. And here in case of chi-square test, generally we use or we test two hypotheses. The first one is null hypothesis and the second one is alternative hypothesis. Now, the first one is null hypothesis. Null hypothesis is a claim or statement about population parameters that is assumed to be true until is declared to be false. Null hypothesis is the hypothesis which is to be tested for possible rejection under the assumption it is true. Now we can say there is no significant difference between two or more variables in case of null hypothesis. A statistical hypothesis which is set up or assumed and whose validity is tested for possible rejection on the basis of sample observation is called a null hypothesis. It is denoted by H naught and tested against alternative hypothesis. The second one is alternative hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis contradicts the null hypothesis. There is a significant difference between two or more variables in case of alternative hypothesis. Thus, the negation of null hypothesis is called the alternative hypothesis. It is also called as the research hypothesis and it is denoted by H1. The alternative hypothesis is not tested, but its acceptance or rejection depends on the rejection or acceptance of the null hypothesis. In chi-square test, only null hypothesis is tested. If the null hypothesis accepted, then alternative hypothesis is rejected. And if the null hypothesis is rejected, then the alternative hypothesis is accepted. Now, the second important term is degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom refers to the maximum number of logically independent values, which are the values that have the freedom to vary in the data set. Thus, it is the value of a sample which are freely variable without affecting the mean of the data set. Now, the calculation of degrees of freedom. The degrees of freedom may be calculated by two ways. The first one is if the data is given in the form of a series of variables in a row or column, then the degrees of freedom df equal to the number of items in a series. That is, degree of freedom equal to n minus 1, where n is the number of observation. And in second way, when the number of frequencies are put in cells in a contingency table, the degree of freedom will be as df equal to r minus 1 into c minus 1, where r is the number of rows and c is the numbers of columns. Now, the next term is the level of significance. The level of significance is the probability of rejecting the null hypothesis when it is true. The level of significance is denoted by a symbol alpha. Generally, 5% or 1% level of significance is taken in case of the chi-square test. A significant level of 0.05 indicates a 5% risk of concluding that a difference exists when there is no actual differences. Thus, lower significant levels indicates that you requires stronger evidence before you will reject the null hypothesis. The next term is critical or table value of chi-square test. The critical value separates the region of rejection from the region of acceptance. It is the set of values which leads to rejection of the null hypothesis is called critical region or value. The probability with which a true null hypothesis is rejected by the test is often referred to as size of the critical region. On the other hand, which leads to the acceptance of the null hypothesis gives us a region of acceptance. Now, this table is showing the critical values of chi-square for different degrees of freedom at various level of significance, and we have to compare our calculated value of chi-square to this critical value to make a decision in chi-square. Now, the types of chi-square tests. Generally, the chi-square test may be of three types. The first one is goodness of fit. With the help of the goodness of fit test, probabilities of association between true attributes are assumed. The second one is contingency chi-square, and this is also known as the test for independence of attributes. In this test, attributes are classified into a two-way table or contingency table. This test discloses whether there is any association or relationship between two or more variables. And the third one is homogeneity chi-square. In this test, we use to test homogeneity of the attributes in respect to particular characteristics, and it may also be used to test the population variance. Now, in today's session, I am going to discuss about the goodness of fit only. The rest of the chi-square tests will be discussed on the forthcoming lecture series. The goodness of fit, it is used to determine whether the actual or observed values are similar or in good agreement with the expected or theoretical values. Thus, this test is called goodness of fit. The general computing formula for the chi-square for goodness of fit is chi-square equal to sigma whole square of O minus E divided by E, where the sigma equal to the sum of O equal to observed or actual value and E equal to the expected values. Now here I am taking a problem by which we will understand how to calculate the chi-square test for goodness of fit. Now, we will understand how to calculate the chi-square test goodness of fit with the help of this question. Now here the question is, in a grassland, the earthworm population was sampled from 10 randomly located plots of 1 meter square area. The following table gives the number of earthworms obtained. Examine the distribution pattern of earthworms. Here, this table is showing the number of earthworms obtained in all 10 sampled plots. Now, to solve this question, first of all, we have to assume or set up the null hypothesis. As null hypothesis states that there is no significance difference between two variables. So here we can assume that there is no significance difference in the distribution of earthworms in all sampled plots. Means the earthworm population is equally distributed in all the sampled plots. Now here we can assume the null hypothesis as the earthworms population is distributed equally. Now we have to write the alternative hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis is always contradicts to the null hypothesis.
And in alternative hypothesis, there is a significant difference between two variables. Thus, we can state that the earthworm's population is not distributed equally. Now here we have two hypotheses. The first one is null hypothesis, which states that the earthworm population is distributed equally. And on the other hand, we have set up the alternative hypothesis, which states that the earthworm population is not distributed equally. Now here we have to check or to prove the null hypothesis. Now we will make the calculation. For this purpose, we will draw a table having 6 columns to calculate the results. Now in first column we will write the plot numbers, plot numbers 1 to 10 from this question, 1 to 10, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Now in the second column we will note the earthworm numbers, earthworms number from this question, and the earthworm numbers are the observed frequency. This is the observed frequency, and which is denoted by capital O. Now in this column we will write the number of earthworms from the question against each plot number. Now here in first plot we obtain 25 earthworms, in the second 32, and likewise we will add. Now we will determine the expected frequency E for each plots based on the assumption of null hypothesis. Now here, as per the null hypothesis, the earthworm population is distributed equally in all sampled plots. Thus, here the expected number of earthworms in each plot will be the mean number. So we have to take the mean of observed frequency, this observed frequency, to get the expected frequency. Now here we will apply the formula of mean equal to sigma x upon n to calculate the mean value from the observed frequency to get the expected frequency. For this purpose, we are in need of sigma x and n. Now here the n is the number of plots. So here the number of plots are 10. So we can write n equal to 10. And x is, these values are x, and by summation of these x we will get the sigma x. And by adding all these values we will get the sigma x. That is 245. Now we'll put these two values into this formula to get the mean value of the observed frequency or to get the expected frequency. Now here sigma x equal to 245 and n equal to 10. And by solving this we will get 24.5. So here the mean value is 24.5. Now we'll write this value into the column expected frequency against each plots. 24.5, 24.5, 24.5 and so on. Now we will calculate the chi-square by applying this formula. Chi-square equal to sigma the whole square of O minus E upon E. Here O is observed frequency and here we have the observed frequency and E equal to the expected frequency. Now we are in need of the whole square of O minus E. Now in next column, we will write the caption O minus E, means observed frequency minus by expected frequency. Now we will minus the expected frequency from the observed frequency. Now here in this column we will write the 25 minus by 24.5 and we will get 0.5, and in next 32 minus by 24.5, then we will get 7.5, and likewise we will calculate the O minus E value for each plots. Now in next column we will get the square of O minus E. Then we will write the caption is O minus E square, means the whole square of O minus E. Now we will make the square of these values to get the whole square of O minus E. Now here the square of 0.5 is 0.25 and the square of 7.5 will be 56.25, and likewise we will make the square of each values. Now in last column we will calculate the chi-square value by applying this formula, chi-square equal to sigma whole square of O minus E upon E for each plots. Now for the plot number 1, we will put the value of observed frequency and expected frequency into this formula to get the chi-square. By solving this, we will get 0.01, and similarly for the second plot, we will calculate the chi-square value. Here the whole square of O minus E is 56.25 divided by E, expected frequency is again 24.5, and then by solving this we will get 2.29, and likewise we will calculate the chi-square value for each plots. Now here we will add all these values of chi-square to get the sigma whole square of O minus E upon E. Here by adding all these values we will get 18.76. Thus we can say here the chi-square value is, the chi-square value is 18.76. Now we will determine the degrees of freedom for this question by applying the formula degrees of freedom TF equal to n minus 1, where the n equal to the number of observations, and in this question we have the number of observations are 10, n equal to 10. Thus the degree of freedom will be 10 minus 1 equal to 9, and the p value, the level of significance, as I told you, generally we will see the p value or the level of significance at 5% levels, or we can say the 0.05 level of significance. Now in next step we have to see the critical value or tabulated value of chi-square at 0.05 level of significance for 9 degree of freedom. Now this is the critical value of chi-squares, where at the top of the tables indicating the level of significance. These are the level of significance, and we have to check the tabulated value or critical value of chi-square at 9 degree freedom at 0.05 level of significance, and here this value is, the critical value is 16.92 in the chart. Thus, we have to write here the critical value or tabulated value of chi-square at 0.05 level of significance for 9 degrees of freedom is 16.92. Now we have to make a decision by correlating this tabulated value to our calculated value of chi-square. Now here the decision is, since the calculated value of chi-square is 18.76, which is greater than the critical value of chi-square for 9 degrees of freedom at 0.05 level of significance, that is 16.92. So here the calculated value is 18.76, which is greater than the tabulated value. The tabulated value is 16.92. So the null hypothesis is rejected and alternative hypothesis is accepted. That is, there is a significant variation with the data. Thus we can conclude, or we can say, the earthworm population is not distributed equally.
Now, this is all about the chi-square test, especially for goodness of it. Don't forget to see the next upcoming parts of this lecture for more calculations from chi-square test. If you have any doubt and any queries regarding to this lecture, you may write in the comment section. And thanks for watching this video.